That is correct, folks. The thumbnail and the title for this budget review is not clickbait. This is likely my worst budget that I have ever done or put out there on YouTube. This may be the worst budget ever on YouTube, and there's a lot of budget videos out there, so that's saying something. May has been one hell of a month for me. What's that I'm drinking out of a glass jar? Don't ask. What would you expect a mountain woman from Western North Carolina to be drinking out of a glass jar? It's been one of those kind of months. In fact, I do have some footage from my budget as it progressed this month. I'll insert that here. Yeah, that pretty much sums it up. So if you're new to this channel, know that my budgets are typically not this horrifying, and I'm gonna get back on track next month, y'all. I plead temporary insanity for May. Yeah. And if you are new here, know that my purpose on this channel is to document my journey to financial independence. And for years now that I've been on YouTube, I've been transparent with you guys. I show my budgets every single month. I mean, how else are you going to show how you're reaching financial independence if you don't share your budgets and how you're spending and investing and saving your money with people? So I'm being fully transparent here. I hope you guys enjoy the budget reviews. Let's go ahead and jump right into this one to try to keep it on the shorter side. When I do a lot of spending, these tend to get lengthy. So here we go. We will start at the top of my budget. I like to use Google Sheets, and I start with my income first. First column is what I budgeted for the month, and the second column is what actually happened for the month. And looking here, you might be wondering why I'm saying this is such a horrible month, because I budgeted to bring in about $3,800 and I brought in almost $8,900, but this is misleading because over $5,000 of that $8,900 in income came out of my high yield savings account from Betterment. I transferred over some money to cover some of the spending that I did this month, and that is the next section of the budget, my usual bills and spending. Starting at the top, the mortgage here, usual $687. I am still in the process of a home refinance. Whenever that gets finished, I'll let you guys know the details on that. Next is the power bill from Duke Energy. We came in under budget there, that's good. Budgeted $160, came in around $140. Next is our water bill. I budgeted $60 and we actually went over here. It was almost $72, and I think that most of that is due to the garden that we now have outside, which we're watering a lot. Next is the internet bill for us, $110.68, came in right on target. Next is gas for my car. I budget $100 every month and I came in pretty much right on target there. Next is Amazon. So yeah, I budgeted $100 for Amazon because something always comes up that we need to get, right? Well, I spent about $845 at Amazon this month. From this first order, there is another one coming. And this is largely camping supplies. So there were some things that I had to buy in here that were needed, but here's the deal with the camping gear. Next month, my husband and I are taking a trip to the beach, and we are renting a unit at the campground that we like to stay at. In the long run, this camping gear is actually going to save us money. We go to the beach as often as we can. We like to go fishing, and when we rent these units, it's pretty expensive to stay down there for a week, and instead of renting a whole unit to stay in for the week at the campground that we like, we decided to invest into some camping gear and tent camp at the same campground that we like to go to, because it is a lot cheaper to do that versus renting a whole unit for the week. So since we had a vacation planned next month, the thing is I owed my husband for my half of the rental unit, and rather than me paying him my half for the vacation and then him owing me half for the camping supplies, I just bought the camping supplies and we called it even. We tested out the gear here at the house over the weekend and we like it. I'm actually pretty excited to go tent camping down at the beach. Now we've reached the portion of bills and spending that I did not budget for ahead of time. First thing is $25 at Dollar General. I had to run in there for a couple of things one day and I can't remember now what it was because it was at the beginning of the month. Next line item in the budget, I just titled this Me. This is $631 and this is a portion of what I paid to see a new holistic practitioner. I won't get into the details of that here in this video, but I will talk about it more in my Health is Wealth update. And essentially, I'm just looking for some of the root causes to the health conditions that I have, and I'm hoping that seeing this holistic practitioner, we can narrow that down and really dial that in, and I can figure out how to optimize my health. There is a cost associated to that though. We'll talk more about that in just a second. Next is the single largest line item in the budget this month. Y'all, I did buy the MacBook and that was about $3,750. Everything included, taxes. After months and months of deliberation, I finally just decided to get the one that I wanted, and that computer, it's a beast, y'all, and I love it. It should last me for years, and I'm going to use it a lot for you too. So the majority of the savings that I had transferred over from my Betterment account went to cover this purchase. However, because that was such a large purchase, I did try to optimize it as much as I could. The next line item you'll see in my budget here, Chase annual fee for $95. I got a Chase Sapphire Preferred card for the sign up bonus because I knew buying this MacBook was going to make me hit the spending threshold that I needed to hit in order to get the sign up bonus. The bonus that they were running at the time was 60,000 points if you spent more than $4,000 in the first 3 months of opening the card. So yeah, I have hit that spending threshold at this point, so I've earned the 60,000 points. What does that actually mean for me as far as a monetary value? I could cash out those points and get $600 back, but I'm not going to do that because you get more value for the points if you use them towards travel. If you redeem those points towards travel, then I actually get $750 worth of value out of those points. So that is what I am planning to do with those points. They'll just sit there until I decide to travel somewhere. So thus begins my travel hacking journey here. Travel hacking is huge in the fire community. Next, a couple $100 for beach stuff. This is just in preparation for our vacation next month. Needed a few things as far as clothes and suntan lotion, things like that for the beach. Next, another Amazon order for $40. This, I think that order was a few more vitamins that I needed from Amazon if I recall correctly. Anyway, $40 spent there. Next, spent $14 at Lowe's. We'll get into the details of that in a second. Next, groceries, $43.16. If y'all have been following my channel for a while, you know that my husband buys groceries for us, but because I am starting this health journey with the holistic doctor that I'm seeing next month, I wanted to get some groceries for myself. I have to really be careful about what I'm buying as far as looking at the labels and things. So again, I will talk more about that in my Health is Wealth journey video coming up. Next line item. Because I decided apparently that I had not spent enough money this month, I spontaneously decided to get another fish tank. Yes, I spent nearly $666 at Upscale Aquatics, which is a aquarium store. I upgraded the freshwater aquarium that I had. I had a 15-gallon, I upgraded to a 32-gallon. I regret nothing. I think the tank looks amazing. The fish are happier, they're gonna be healthier in there, and I love it. But of course, because I willy-nilly decided to have a random larger purchase, we had something break at the house. So just a quick story about the next Lowe's purchase for $245. The first Lowe's purchase was for some super glue for the aquarium so that I could decorate it the way I wanted to. That was the $14 purchase. This $250 purchase was for a new sink at Lowe's. So after I had bought the fish tank, the sprayer for our sink in the kitchen broke. Now, of course, you don't have to spend $250 to replace a sprayer. However, the sink that we had in the kitchen was already cracked. We had a ceramic coated cast iron sink, and it had a big crack in one side of it. It didn't leak because it's cast iron, but we decided to just go ahead and replace the sink and the faucet and everything while we were messing with it, right? And actually months ago, I had bought a new sink on Amazon that I checked the measurements on Amazon, but I did not actually measure the sink when they sent it to me, and that came back to bite me in the butt because we went to get the sink to replace it, and lo and behold, it was a few inches short, and now it was too late for me to try to return it to Amazon. We ended up giving the sink away, but that left us with no sink in the kitchen, so we went to Lowe's and I got us a new sink and a new faucet, and that is all fixed and better now. But there you go, that was $250 more that was not budgeted for ahead of time. The budget absolutely exploded this month, y'all. Last line item in the budget. Thank God this is nearly over. I made a Thrive Market order, again, for some more groceries for me for this detox thing that I'm going to start next month, and I spent $76.18 at Thrive Market. So in total for May, I budgeted ahead of time to spend about $1,217. What did I actually spend in May? $7,733.43. Yeah, I think you'd probably be hard pressed to find a budget review on YouTube that was more off than this one. This was not a typical month for me, y'all. And if you want to get technical about what I actually spent this month, the holistic practice that I'm going to, if you were able to pay for their program up front, they gave you a discount. So that is what I elected to do to save the most money. Now, their program was about $6,000. So after doing all of this other spending that I did this month, I did not have that cash on hand, but I was able to finance that at 0 interest. So that is the debt that I took on this month. I added some debt in order to get that discount from this practice, and again, I have no regrets about that. I am really hopeful that this holistic doctor that I'm seeing is going to really get me feeling a lot better and more like myself. I think that it is going to be worth every single cent. Health is wealth, and I will go into more detail about all of that in the Health is Wealth video that I put out at the beginning of June. But yeah, technically, if you include that nearly $6,000 for the holistic doctor, then I spent closer to $14,000 this month.
Oh my God. I am never gonna financially recover from this.
So that kind of sums it up, yeah. We have reached the portion of the budget where I color in my debt-free charts. Now, I'm down to technically 3 debts left, but I'm not gonna make a color chart for that holistic practice. It's 0% interest. I'm gonna pay it off as quick as I can, so I'm not gonna bother making a chart for it. But the other 2 debts that I am working on is my car loan and my student loans. So for May, I made my minimum payments on those this month. We'll start with the car loan. I made a $386 payment, and $289 of that went to principal, $96 went to interest. So at the start of the month, I owed $17,628 on the car. We are down to $17,339. Let's see if we can get a line. $17,339. Nope, we cannot yet. All right, moving over to the student loans. My minimum payment on my student loans this month through Earnest was $482.65. $430 of that went towards the principal. About 50 bucks went to interest. My student loans started the month at $22,753. They are down to $22,354. Let's see if we can get a line. Oh, we're just barely shy on this one as well. So sorry guys, it was another month where we couldn't quite color in any lines here. And as y'all know, I have my overall debt chain here. Every link in this paper chain represents $500 worth of debt. And technically, since I took on more debt this month, I obviously cannot rip any links off of the chain this month. Last section of my budget here is my investing and fire tracking section. This section is looking a little bit bare this month. We'll just start at the top. Firstly, I have a taxable account with M1 Finance. Referral link below if y'all need a referral link for M1 Finance. I love them as a brokerage. I put $25 into that taxable account every Monday. So in May, $100 went towards that account. Next, I also have a Roth IRA with M1, and so far for 2020, I maxed out my Roth in 2019. In 2020, I have put $1,000 into my Roth, but this month I did not do anything additional towards that. The Betterment Savings Account. Originally, when I set up this budget in May, I had planned to put my extra money into that savings account, and I thought that I would have about $1,500 to throw into that account this month. Nope, sure didn't. In fact, I pulled out most of the money in that account. Yeah. Next is a tiny savings account I have at a local credit union. It earned me a couple cents interest this month. Next is my retirement account at work. So this is my saving grace, I guess, for the month. I have left my contributions up at 15% at work, even though after all of this spending, I won't lie, I did for a second consider maybe dropping that back down just to get the match for a little while until I can get my savings built back up. But ultimately, I've decided not to do that. I'm going to just leave it alone, leave it at the 15%, and build my savings back up as quick as I can while still continuing to invest as much as I can. So having left that at 15%, I put about $850 into my 403B retirement account this month, and my work matched $226.40. So in total for the month, I still managed to save and invest $1,175.40. Not horrible. Not my best month though by any means. So yeah, last month I had nearly a 60% savings rate, and this month is a lot less. Technically, it should be a negative savings rate because I withdrew so much money from my Betterment savings account. However, the way I have my Google Sheets set up, in order to balance the budget, I had to take that withdrawal and add it as income. So that's why my savings rate this month is still coming up as positive. But technically it would be a negative savings rate since I was withdrawing from these accounts this month. And typically I do not do that. So in total for the month, I ended up having $176.38 left over. However, I have miscalculated on something in the budget somewhere because when I actually check my banking, it's showing that I have almost $180 left over. So I've done something wrong somewhere by a couple dollars, and honestly, I didn't feel like going back through this month with a fine-tooth comb to try to figure out what it was that I've messed up. Close enough, the month is done. Let's just let this month die, okay? So that should wrap it up for this dumpster fire of a budget for May. Yeah, when I started this channel, I told y'all in a very early video that I would remain transparent and share with y'all my journey here, and nobody is perfect is all I can say. Like I said in the beginning, I just plead temporary insanity. We're gonna get back on it next month. Stay tuned for the June budget preview. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. I will link my other budget videos here at the end if you want to see some more positive budget reviews. All right, guys, I'll see y'all next time. Bye.